Hey tribe, Dawna here from Transformational Healing, and today I want to talk to you about a few of the many female hormone herbs and how I use them in tincture form and in herbal teas to help with female hormone balancing. And just as a disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I do not prescribe and treat. These are simply herbal tinctures that have helped me, myself, friends, family, and some of my customers have had great success with them too. I also want to make sure that you stick around to the end of this video for a little extra secret bonus tip that's not quite a hormone thing, but something that is great for women that just need that little extra something every once in a while. So, over the years of working with different herbalists and naturopaths and many different people that have been trying to find that balance, sometimes I had naturopaths that they would do, their doctors, their naturopathic doctors, and in certain states they are licensed. So they would do the blood work that was necessary to see where all the different hormone levels were for someone at a state, and then they would create a recipe that they wanted me to put together. Percentages of this much of this herb and this much of this herb, and then we would experiment to see if that would work. But they knew from all of their research and from the blood work they had from a client what herbs would be the best for that person at that time. Now, that's not how anything that I do remotely works. What I have done is taken the most common balancing herbs for women that are perimenopausal and menopausal, that are experiencing things like hot flashes and stress levels and night sweats and things, because that's what was going on with me, and I created a blend for myself. Literally, I'm still using the same bottle I was using then. See, I just keep refilling it. It literally says my hot flash blend. So, almost empty. But I'm not refilling it right now because mostly for me, all of that is past. It still happens every once in a while, so I may end up having to refill that blend. But as friends were like, what do I do? And other people were coming to me going, I know you have all these herbs. I know you have all the tinctures made. What do you use for your blend? And I'm like, well, this is what I put in mine, but it's going to be different for every person because every person's levels and reasons they need things are at a different place. They basically just said that, what they wanted. So I have now created a female hormone balancing blend that includes black cohosh and one that does not include black cohosh. Black cohosh is an herb that typically you will see in some of the research has been used for those hot flashes and those night sweats. So around perimenopause and menopause, black cohosh seems to help to bring things back to balance. But that also goes along with a healthy diet. It goes along with making sure that you are taking the right herbs, because if you just take black cohosh, when I just took black cohosh, it did not work. I've had other people that order from the shop, just on their own randomly order from the shop black cohosh, and then they write to me and say this isn't working. And I'm like, well, you need to go see your doctor or your nutritionist to find out what you actually need to be taking, and then I can make a blend for you. So literally the blends just kept coming out very, very similar for certain similar symptoms. So that's why I created the blend that I created. So a lot of people tend to like red clover and red raspberry for just general, gentle, can be used at all different stages of female hormones to help keep things in balance around PMS and around cramping and all that sort of stuff. And I also add these to my blend. Now they're also very good for other things like detoxing and liver detox and things like that. So these are two of the herbs that are in my blend. They also make amazing teas. People use them during pregnancy. There's all sorts of just mild hormone balancing going on with those. And then we do dandelion root and oat straw. Dandelion root is for that um, extra cleansing bit to get things moving, and the oat straw is all about strength. So I don't have any oat straw up by itself, but the dandelion root is here. And oat straw is about like that strength and that stability to your system, is why many people would use it. So I've combined all of those together into the female hormone blend. So when you leave the black cohosh out, that blend is really good for different types of PMS and strengthening you and keeping the ups and downs that you get a little bit more level. At least that's how it worked for me. And then when I started having hot flashes, I stopped taking my balancing blend. Not sure what I was thinking there. And I just started taking the black cohosh, which wasn't helping. So then I actually made my blend that I showed you the picture of this cute little handwritten label here, so that nobody else took it from me. And I started taking my blend again that had been working for me for years until I started having hot flashes, and I just added the black cohosh to it, and it works for me. So that's why I have, said, hey, this is what works for me, and other people have said, well, let me try it, and it's worked for them as well. And you can tell me whatever you would want me to put in your tinctures. I do make custom tincture blends for all sorts of things. As long as I have those tinctures in the individuals, I can blend and mix different tinctures for you in 1 ounce and 2 ounce bottles. But you're telling me what you want, and I'm giving you a price. I am not recommending the things that you should mix together for a certain thing. The only one that I have done that for is I make the Breathe Free tincture, which I think is a great combination, and I use that myself every day. And also the hormone balancing blends, because I've been taking it personally for years, and it just happens to be what works for me. That's why I have those blends available in the shop. So something else that has always worked for me that goes along with female hormone balancing, but it's more like female body balancing, is Cramp Bark. So for me, taking Cramp Bark right when I start to just barely feel those cramps, not happening anymore, of course, all that talk about menopause over here, but if I took a dropper of this literally just as I started to feel those cramps, they were gone. And the cramps didn't come. And I didn't get cramps at all that cycle, if I could manage to do that. Now, if the cramps had already started and I didn't get to the cramp bark until later, it would make the cramps milder than they were. But something about taking the cramp bark just at the very beginning of those cramps, for me, stopped the cramps completely the whole entire cycle. So I thought that was pretty impressive. So when I started making the tinctures and the different things available for people, Cramp Bark was definitely one of the highest on my list to be selling to people. And so that is also available in the shop. I just took, a dropper full. And when I say a dropper full, that does not mean that you're going to fill this glass bottle here. A dropper full is about a half a dropper full, if you look at that. So that's a dropper full, and I'm going to empty that and put this back in here. Okay, so it's just however much comes up when you squeeze the bulb once. And that's about how much I took of the Cramp Bark, and that's what worked for me. But you got to figure out what is going to work for you. You have to talk to your doctors. If you have a naturopath, that you can be speaking with to get blood work done, or you can work with an osteopath or some other doctor that recognizes that herbs help with hormone balancing in different ways, then see if they can help you with your blood work. See if they can help you decide what's going to work best for you. Um, and then send me a message and let me know what things you need mixed together. I will actually be putting the original blend of so the two different blends, the with and without black cohosh, up in the website over the next couple of weeks. I will get them up there. I have at least 6 or 7 people that are regularly ordering it each month, so I'm going to have to increase my batches to be able to offer it to everyone and to make sure that I always have enough for the people that are my friends that are ordering it from me on a monthly basis. So besides that, there are so many other herbs that are great for female hormone balancing, and it just depends on what you need. So those are the ones that work for me. So I like red raspberry, red clover, oat straw, dandelion, and once you're starting to have those hot flashes, I add black cohosh. And for cramping and sort of thing, I like cramp bark the best. So there are tons of others that work. Almost all the different female hormone balancing herbs also work on your liver. Now, one female herb that I have not yet mentioned, but I definitely want to mention, is Damiana. So, I have a Damiana elixir that I make. It's made with gotu kola and licorice root. You can also make it with fennel as a tincture. It's a tincture. I call it an elixir, but it's infused in blackberry brandy. So, what it does for me and for a lot of other friends who have tested it over the years is that basically it's a female libido booster. So when you just need that little extra push, then you add some to your evening routine a couple hours before bed, and you just give yourself that little bit of extra libido boost, if you know what I mean. So you can find more information about that on the website. I do have an article on Damiana and how it works. It also gives you some very interesting dreams. So I hope that you enjoyed that little last secret. On Thursday, we're going to talk about balance in general. And I hope that you have a great week. Many blessings, tribe. And we'll see you real soon.